Video we are going to learn about the for each method for our arrays. Okay, so let's first comment this out. Okay, and then suppose we have an array of transactions. Transactions. Okay, so we have an array of this, like some money transactions, 300 and 200, 2000, and then minus 450, then 12, 60, then 890, 876, and then 190. Okay, so now we have a um, array of transactions. So let's do with something. Okay, so let's say const transaction, each transaction of transactions. Okay, then we have to do something in here. Okay, so like if so if the transaction is greater than 0, then we have to console.log that some lady named Ogo deposited amount amount transaction. Okay, or if the transaction is less than 0, then console.log Ogo um, Ogo withdrew amount and then what's the amount transaction. Okay, so it's the normal for loop method. Okay, so we got our results here. Over deposited 300, deposited 2000, withdrew 450. Okay, nice. um, okay, now how to do this, the same exact thing for the for each from for each method. Okay, so let's for each method. Okay, so let's suppose um we what's was the I rename those transactions and then write for each. Okay, so each will have capital or capital, and we are using the camel case. Okay, it is a reserved key. Okay, take it. Then type a, then we will get an callback function. Okay, so we have an argument and then open the curly brackets. Okay, so what's the argument here? It is the transaction. Okay, so transaction or transactions, we have the transaction, so we are getting a transaction here also. Okay, so matlab, for each iteration, for each transaction, the callback function will be run. Okay, so let's call this movement. Okay, okay, and the same thing will be here. Okay. So transactions, oh sorry, okay, transactions not defined, movement. Okay. So we got our results. Let's console.log um, for each. Okay, so we got our for each method results that Obo deposited 300 or deposited okay, so now let's not use the if else method. Okay, it's an old method. Let's use the template iterate method. Okay, so let's const message. Okay, const message. If the movement is greater than 0, then what will be the message? Okay, so Ogo deposited um, an amount of dollar movement. Okay, and if the movement is not greater than 0 or it is less than 0. Okay, then what we have to write is that Ogo withdrew amount of dollar and then the movement. Okay, so this and then just console.log this message. Okay, message. Okay, so we got our results in here. Okay, and we can remove this negative sign in here. Okay, so for the withdrew amount, we can remove this by using a math function, like in parentheses and type math dot absolute. Okay, then the negative sign will be removed. So that's all for this video. In the next video we will learn about the math function. Okay.